the words look in it.
Right.
And as the words look in our current copies, wait.
Yep, they're different. Let me explain.
No.
Let me explain.
No, you're lying.
No.
You're lying.
Okay, let me explain then. Let me explain.
Okay,
let me demonstrate.
Before you explain.
Okay, don't explain.
Wait. Before you explain.
Why don't you just let me
Before
explain?
you explain.
Why don't you let me
before
answer
you explain,
the very question
you see,
asked?
that's the problem. I don't want to talk to you.
See,
I don't want to debate someone who cannot. Is there a tree?
Okay.
Is there a tree?
Adnan, stop showboating.
If you say no, it's not a tree,
Adnan,
and let me explain to you, I don't want to talk to you.
Does the
I don't want to waste my time. Is there a tree, guys?
Does the ijma of diacritical
That's a
marks
tree.
change the text?
Are you sure? Is everyone sure?
Does the ijma of diacritical marks change the Arabic text?
Sorry?
Does the ijma of diacritical marks change the Arabic text?
You remember I asked you last week, do
No,
you have a
he hasn't
learning
answered
disability?
you.
You said no, you don't.
There you are.
You
There you
don't.
are.
Clearly you don't. Clearly you don't.
So there is
another
thank you,
issue.
thank you.
No, clearly
Thank you
you
for at least clarifying
So
that.
the problem
But
is,
I don't need to say those things to you, do I?
You are insecure.
Am I insecure? How am I insecure if I've come up here again and said I'd love another debate?
Let me explain, Chris. The reason why you're insecure is you know, we have copies of the Quran written by the very disciples, the very students, the very companions of the Prophet of Islam, Prophet Muhammad. You know that. Wait, let me finish. You know factually that is correct. You know that. You don't want to address that. You know why? Because I'll tell you. People living in glass houses cannot throw stones on passersby.
Why
right?
are the Quranic...
So wait.
Let me explain. Can I ask a question?
You don't have anything like that.
Let me just explain very
There's
quickly.
nothing from Jesus.
Can I speak?
There's
at
nothing
any
from
point
his
during this
companions.
Can I speak
There's
at any
nothing
point
from,
conversation?
There's nothing
I'm
from
not
the
allowed to
first
speak.
century, full stop.
Okay.
So that's why insecure.
First of all, do you understand the material that the biblical manuscripts are written on? Do you know how that deviates from the Quranic manuscripts?
Besides the point.
Again, that's besides the
Is
point.
there a tree?
All right, then. Okay.
Is there a
so
tree?
the fact that dried leaves are in no way as sustainable as animal skin is
How is that an excuse?
Because
Facts are facts.
Dried leaves
facts.
deteriorate naturally over decades. Do you understand that?
There's a murder scene.
Okay,
we go to a murder scene. Wait, we go to a murder scene.
Why does he not talk
We go
about
to a
what
murder
they said?
scene.
Why does he not talk about
There is a
what
dead
they
body
said?
on the
Very
murder
simple,
scene. That's a fact. Okay. If we see a dead body, the first thing we need to discuss is.
Adnan, you can't address what I just said.
Okay. So now the question is now.
You mean the thing I just
do
asked
we
you?
have? Okay. No, basic question. Let's see if you're sincere. If you are not, do we have copies?
Is the Birmingham
do we have copies of the Quran written by the companions of Prophet Muhammad?
Can you demonstrate that from the companions?
Okay, wait. I'll repeat my question.
Yeah, I asked you. Can you demonstrate?
You can say yes or no. You can say yes or no.
Okay, I don't believe you do.
Do we have copies?
Or at least I'll take the agnostic position.
Do we have copies of the Quran written by the companions of Prophet Muhammad, his disciples, his direct students, people he taught?
I do not believe you can demonstrate that.
Okay. I'll repeat my question. Yes, it's a simple yes or no. Say no.
Okay, no then. Right. Okay, next one.
Okay, now.
Right.
Now we're talking.
So we're finally
you said no.
somewhere.
Good. Now you're getting an hour. You see, we saved an hour. Okay. You said no. I'm saying we have radiocarbon dated copies. One of them is Birmingham parchment.
Yes.
The latest date allocated to it is 645 CE.
That's correct, yeah.
645 CE,
yes.
Which is 13 years after the Prophet of Islam's death. Prophet died in 632 CE.
That's correct, yeah.
645 is the latest date allocated to that particular parchment.
Study, yes.
So that parchment, was it likely to have been written by an adult or a child?
Okay, so I'm going to say adult.
Good.
Right.
So an adult is older than 13.
Okay, sure.
Yes?
Yeah.
Right. So this person who wrote that particular parchment may have seen the Prophet of Islam.
Possibly. According to him, though.
Are you all listening?
Wait, listen.
Is everyone listening?
No, that's not
so
what
was I saying?
In your video.
What was I saying?
Wait, in your video, you don't
so
say
now,
that, do you?
now, wait.
In your video, you say, no. He
no.
would have been a companion of the Prophet. And I say, prove it. And of course he doesn't, because he can't.
Look.
He just makes empty assertions.
Chris.
Now, let's go to another interesting point. No. This is not a monologue.
No,
this
it's
is
not a monologue. It's not,
Let me speak.
I don't want to debate you. It's a waste of time.
Well, then where we go then?
It's a waste.
There you are, you're debating.
I'm demonstrating to all these people and people beyond that it's a waste of time talking to people like you.
Right. Okay. So first of all, I've barely spoken much at all. You've spoken for
Chris,
most of
I
this.
spoke to you for 2 hours last week.
Yes, and then you walked away.
2 long, painful hours.
You walked away, and you
trying
called me
to
every
get
name under the
simple
sun.
answers from you.
I gave you answers. You didn't like the answers. So first of all, First of all, what is the earliest date? What is the earliest date of the Birmingham portfolio? What's the earliest date?
Okay. Are you really want to?
Yeah. So we both know.
Are you really going to repeat that?
We both know the answer, right? Which is 570. We both agree with this. Yes.
No, it's 5. 568.
Okay, 568, sure. We can round to 78, 568,
okay.
That's fine.
Now,
right.
and what is the dating
okay,
for?
so when was Muhammad...
What is that?
Let me give you a question.
Before you go on, what is the dating for?
The dating is for the parchment, yes?
Parchment, not for the writing.
We said this before.
Not for the writing.
We said this before,
no,
yes?
So why raise the point?
The reason why...
Why raise the point?
At what date did Muhammad receive revelation in the Hira Cave? What date? Do you know this? You should know this. This is basic Islam 101. Okay. Actually, you know what? I'm going to wait for you to answer that. I think that's funny. Tell me the answer.
Do you want to make it a conversation, a decent...
Okay, all right.
So
See, this is the thing. This is the thing.
So
he isn't as knowledgeable on this as you think he is. When you push a little bit further, he has to sort of be silent.
We can make it a Q&A.
And this is...
no. How I want to do this.
Okay, so
I do
you
this
want
with the Shias here. I do with the Shias come to debate me.
Now I
can't
speak anymore. No, it's can't speak
You
anymore.
ask questions and we will answer.
I was speaking before, but now you want to answer.
This is not a debate. I don't want to debate you.
Well, tough. You're here and you've got cameras on you.
Ask me tough questions, I'll give answers.
Right. You don't want to debate because you'll know you'll lose.
The toughest question
you
Christian missionaries and activists can ask your question and we will address it. Do a Q&A. Do a Q&A. Yeah, because debating is not an option. It's a waste of time.
Should we time it again?
No, it's a Q&A.
Let's time it.
Is it a Q&A?
I would like to time, because I don't think you're going to let me speak. You're not going to let me speak.
Because you are not
going to let me speak, Adnan, which is why I want 2-minute timer.
Chris, I will speak.
No one let me speak. Timer. Let's time it.
Before we time
Someone give a timer.
It's not
a
debate.
Timer.
Wait.
If it's not a debate, what are you doing?
It's not. Wait. I'm trying to demonstrate to people why I don't want to debate people like you.
Why don't you just debate me instead and refute my accusations? Do it publicly in front of all these cameras.
Let me quickly explain. I just asked you a question.
And you ran away.
Do we have copies written by the companions of the Prophet of Islam? You said no.
No, I don't believe so.
You said no.
Right.
And then I discussed the dating of the parchment with you.
Yep.
And then you conceded.
And then you said,
possibly.
Are they an adult?
Did he say possibly?
Yes, he did.
Yes.
He said possibly.
But do I believe it?
No. Then possibly.
Because the evidence is against you.
When you say possibly, when you say possibly, that means there is a possibility.
Right.
Yes or no?
Okay. Yes.
So when you say no,
you're
giving a statement of fact.
My belief
wait,
is that it probably wasn't
You're stating a fact.
Do you understand that?
In your opinion, no.
Yes,
no means no possibility.
No, it doesn't. Okay.
No means no possibility.
If I had to bet on whether it was or wasn't, I would bet that it wasn't.
Okay.
There you are. If that confuses you, basic philosophy is beyond your grasp.
There are two ways to answer this question. You say yes or no, or you say possibly. Raise your voice.
I don't want to shout. I don't want to keep it
no problem. I'm a loud guy anyway. So. No, we're not timing it. You don't get involved. Just stay away.
Wait.
So, I'm very scared. Can you not see I'm scared? Can you not see?
Well, you try to get out of it.
The brains are gone. The eyes are also gone. The eyes are also gone. Okay, Chris, do you need his help? Do you need his help?
Do you need that?
I don't need.
Well, you didn't want to do a debate. Okay. And here you are debating.
So, Chris.
I know.
Chris, if we have copies possibly written by the Prophet of Islam, and that's a big thing to get a missionary or a Christian activist to accept, because it's very painful. It's painful.
Well, you understand
Christians who've been going around the world for the last 2,000 years, if not less, let's say 1,700 years. If we want to start Christianity from the Council of Nicaea, then it's 1,700 years. They've been going around the world since the birth of Islam. They've been going around the world. The Quran is plagiarized from the Bible. The Quran endorses the Bible.
Well, it's
the Quran is not. Quran is not pure. It is corrupted. You know why? You know why they have to do this? Because the entire religion is corrupted. The entire scripture is corrupted.
Sounds like you're just covering for your own
Their scripture contains fables, lies, stories, and truth. And truth. And truth.
So,
right. Hey, do you actually want me to speak though? Do you actually want me to speak? Guys, do you actually want me to speak and address what he's saying? Because he doesn't want me to speak. Well, I want to speak, but he isn't interested in listening to responses. Right. Okay.
I will talk to you if you can demonstrate the ability to give straight answers.
Okay. All right, I can give a straight answer. It's simple.
Don't manipulate things.
I'm not manipulating anything. You're the one who doesn't want to talk about diacritical marks.
Don't be wiggly because I won't let you wiggle. I won't let you wiggle.
You didn't want to talk about the diacritical marks because you know that changes the text.
I won't let you wiggle your body.
Right, okay. So you don't want to talk about diacritical marks because you know diacritical marks change the text. Simple.
Listen.
There you are.
Who's discussing?
Wait. Are you going to address this?
Who is discussing?
Will you address this?
Absolutely.
Okay, so do diacritical marks change the meaning of words in
Before
Arabic?
we get to diacritical marks.
Okay, so you won't talk about it.
No,
There's your answer.
Hello, are you
Right.
listening?
All he has to say is, yes,
Don't
here's the
play
answer.
these games.
What do you mean games?
These games are not working.
Did I not just ask him about diacritical marks? And did he not just say, before I do that...
Okay.
Okay, will he answer?
Are you
Let's see if
going
he
to
answers.
answer my question?
What do you mean? I just asked you a question.
No. Yes.
I literally did.
Finish the first discussion.
Okay, go back to it. What was your question?
Finish the first discussion.
Very quickly, what was the
I
question?
explained to you.
Come on, very quick.
Last week, I told you categorically that we have to establish A before we move on to B, C, and D.
Okay, sure.
Do you agree?
In what context?
In any discussion, when it is a systematic discussion, it requires details. So we establish the basic foundational points first before we move on. Yes or no?
Okay.
Yeah?
Sure.
So I was discussing the foundations.
So the foundations.
And you don't want to discuss the foundations because the foundations will remove the rug from your feet.
Okay, so.
Because the moment we establish A, there is no B, C, and D.
Okay.
Because point A is very important.
Low voice.
Yeah.
Your point was that the consonantal razin is the fundamental text and you can derive the word from it, and hence there is no difference.
You don't know my point.
That was your point.
No.
I'm saying no, because when you add the diacritical marks, you get the fullness of the word,
for 1 hour,
and those are different.
For 1 hour, I was asking you a simple question. The question was,
why
Chris,
are you
Chris,
doing this is silly.
Are these two specimen, are they human beings?
Yes.
Your answer was, he has a bag.
No.
He has a jacket.
I just gave you an answer.
He has nice hair.
Yes.
He doesn't show his hair, right?
Okay.
So this is what you're doing. You want to jump to the bag and to the jacket. I'm saying no. I want to talk about this structure. They both look the same.
Did I just say yes?
Wait.
Did I just say yes?
Yes, human beings.
Okay, good. Right.
They're human beings.
So I have done that.
Brilliant.
Right, now moving back to it.
So no.
Do diacritical marks change the Arabic text?
No. Coming back to question A.
Okay. Again, I still haven't been able to get an answer for this. This is still going on. Do diacritical marks change the Arabic text? Simple.
I don't want to discuss the bag before we discuss them.
Okay, so you won't talk about it?
No, I want to discuss them. I don't want to discuss the bag. The bag is irrelevant to me.
And you were like, these guys, are they the same or different?
The decoration of the person and the decoration of this person is irrelevant to my discussion. I'm discussing the structure, how they made. Okay. He has two arms.
Right. So
he has one head. He has one head.
Okay.
He has two legs. This is what I want to discuss for now. And once we establish that, we can go on. We can build upon that and discuss. You don't want to discuss the structure because once you do that, you're finished. You're finished. Your argument is finished. You're gone. Right. And we'll see. So let's start again. Let's start. Okay. Let's see if you can demonstrate honesty and integrity.
Go on. Let's see where they go.
The Birmingham parchment. Can you stop it? The Birmingham parchment.
Yeah.
As it has been written.
Yeah.
Stop using flashy terms because people out there don't understand the consonantal ductus.
That's called a cop-out.
Consonantal rasm.
That's called a cop-out. He's basically saying, I don't want to talk about that because that would refute me and it would embarrass me because that means that the Arabic has changed. You know full well that Ibn Masud has different
Let me ask my question.
You know full well.
I'm not going to let you play these games.
As a historian of Islam,
I will not allow you to play these games.
You know what Al-Tabari says.
Oh, I will walk away and there is no
say.
discussion. Yeah. Let me ask you a question. And I hope you understand my question for the 50th, 60th, or 70th time maybe now, yeah? The way the Quran, the Birmingham copy, one of the earliest copies in the world, radiocarbon dated to have come from the life of the Prophet and his companions, according to the scholars in Birmingham University themselves. Okay,
right?
now.
It can become before,
He just made a statement.
Yeah.
Or potentially before that.
Yes, because of the dates, yes.
Okay. Or potentially before that. Did everyone hear that?
Yes.
Did everyone hear that? He said, or potentially before that.
Yeah.
Now, this is why I don't want to talk to you. You know why? Because it's like someone claiming...
Because it upsets you, Adnan.
No. Someone claiming that this gentleman has 4 legs.
Okay.
If I say he has 2 legs, you said yes, he's got 4 legs. There is no discussion.
What I said is untrue.
Okay, wait.
Is what I said untrue?
Okay. Wait.
It isn't, is it?
No, give me one scholar from any university in the world who has published on the Quran, and there are thousands of journals, thousands of writings written by scholars from around the world, Australia, Canada, USA, Britain, Germany, France. I can name them. One name who said the Quran came before Muhammad?
Okay, that's a really interesting question.
Does everyone understand the question?
Yeah.
He will.
Right.
I don't think he understands.
Okay, let me repeat it then.
Do you all understand my question, people watching?
Let me repeat it.
Do you understand my question?
Let me repeat it.
Okay, can you please say yes? Do you understand my question?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Yes, okay.
Okay.
So Adnan's question was, can I quote any experts of whom believe
I
that
said
the
scholar.
Quran...
Scholar.
Okay. Scholars, experts. It's a synonym.
Published scholars.
It's a synonym.
You see, again, do you understand my question? Shall I rephrase? Shall I rephrase? Give me one scholar, published scholar, and there are thousands of publications on the Quran. One published scholar who said the Quran came before Muhammad.
Okay.
And why am I saying this? Because you said it could be before. It could be before Muhammad. It could.
Anand,
you know, the word could is the problem here.
Anand, can I answer?
Yeah.
This is an interesting question. Why? Because the Quran actually contains stories in it that we know came from other sources hundreds of years before. For example,
you're not answering my question. You're not answering my question.
Listen, he doesn't like my answer.
If you don't have a scholar,
I'm going to give one.
If you don't have a scholar,
I'm going to give you one.
Who said the Quran?
I'm going to give you one.
No. The Quran in its current form. Quran in its current form came.
Yes.
Okay, wait. The Quran, the text. What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
You asked the
text
question,
of the Quran.
not
Don't
me.
play games. I'm not talking the stories. We all know stories predate the Quran. There are stories in the Quran.
We
We also know. We all know.
So yes, there are entire surahs which have content that predate the Quran.
Do you have a learning disability?
That predate Muhammad. Right.
I keep asking that question because you are failing to understand my simple question. The
you're
current
failing
text
in
of the
debate,
Quran in its Arabic language,
Does the
in its
story
current
of Jesus
form,
breathing life to clay birds come from before the
in its
Quran?
current form, don't make me angry because you're not pissing me off. I'm sorry.
Okay.
You're pissing me off now.
If you lose
I'm
the
sorry.
debate, that's your
I'm sorry,
fault.
guys. But
Anand,
you know, these guys,
any scholar
they
of
have the
Islam-
nerve.
any scholar of Islam
They
can
have the
listen to both.
audacity
So Quran,
to
my
walk
view.
up here and say things like this.
You're going to stoop down to their level.
Wait.
Yeah. Okay. Notice that his temperament is changed.
No.
I've remained
No,
calm,
because-
and he's saying he's
listen.
getting effed off. Right?
Listen.
That's his words, not mine. All I'm saying is I can be calm because I know what I'm saying is true. He's getting caught up in this because he wants to say the Quran is an original
People can
revelation.
be calm and they can
but
see
he knows-
all sorts of. They can
Anand,
say all
Anand,
sorts of
Anand,
things.
Anand.
Being
But he
calm
knows,
is-
he knows full well there are many scholars like Patricia Crone, Michael Cook. There are pretty much anyone. Arthur Jeffries, Fred Donner, who are history.
Don't mention names. Don't mention names. You don't know what they wrote.
You just told me.
Patricia Crone is not a scholar of Quran.
No, she's a
Michael
scholar.
Cook.
No, she's
Did you
a
mention
scholar
Michael
of
Cook?
history of Islam.
Okay. Do you know?
No,
You know
the
the
reason-
difference.
the reason why
Did you
I'm-
again?
listen,
Did you all understand my
Okay,
question?
okay. Yes, and have I answered it?
specifically mentioned
Have I answered it?
scholars on the
Yeah.
Quran who have
Yes.
published on
The
the Quran.
history of the
So
Quran.
don't mention scholars
Right.
of Islamic conquest,
On your-
early
on your-
Islam,
on your
or
own,
other
a student
fields.
of
Don't mention.
history of
Don't play
Islam.
these games.
Okay,
Try
so
not. You're
listen,
wasting my
listen.
time again.
Are there
My time
stories?
is precious. I can go to
Listen,
someone else and talk to
right.
someone else.
If you want to run, feel free. Doesn't bother me. Listen. Is there not entire surahs that have within them stories that can be found that outside of the Quran that predate the Quran of Muhammad?
I will answer the question.
Yes, please do.
Don't engage with him.
Because I can give you scholars that will
Don't
tell you
engage with
that.
him,
Very
please.
simply.
Do not make noise
Pretty much
and
any
then-
Western scholar of history of Islam will tell you that.
Okay.
In fact,
Now,
Yasser Qadi
now-
and stuff will tell you that.
Okay, wait.
He's not even a scholar in the Quran.
He's not he doesn't know anything about the history of Islam. All right, okay.
I asked you a question.
Yeah.
Sorry, brothers.
I asked you a question. The Birmingham parchment, it has been carbon dated.
Okay,
And you
so-
said, wait,
you're
be
now
quiet.
Going, you're now going to a
Be
different
quiet.
question.
Be
You're now
quiet.
going to
Be
a
quiet.
different
I am now.
question.
Why are we discussing this question? Why are we?
No, I gave
why
you
are
an
we
answer. I
discussing
gave
this
you an
question?
answer
You
to that very question
you
you
are a
asked.
plain liar who is
Right,
who is deliberately
No,
lying in front of
notice
all
again,
these
he's
people.
lost his temper.
Okay.
He has
Yeah.
to now
Because
make ad hominems
I'm allergic
against
to
me.
I'm allergic to bullshit. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm allergic to
Okay.
bullshit.
So Adnan, you see, the
It
thing with
causes
me
me
is
allergy, and then I have to take
Anand,
tablets.
Anand,
This is
Anand,
what happens.
I don't have patience with people like
You're
this.
going to stoop down to their level.
That's what I'm saying. You have to insult me because you don't have a ground to stand on. That's why. Because you ask me questions. You ask me questions
If you
like,
don't interrupt me,
name me a single
don't interrupt
scholar
me and let me
who
ask my
believes
question
that
and
the
we will see where the
Quran
ground
comes
is.
from before Muhammad. And I gave you examples of surahs, and then go through the surahs. Surah 20, Surah Taha, for example, which
Now you're
ironically is
making a
in the
claim.
Birmingham
You're making a
manuscripts.
claim. Now you're
No,
making a
everyone
claim
knows
that
this.
the text of the Quran,
Yes.
as we know it today,
Yes.
predates Muhammad. Yes.
The stories within them, yes.
Wait. Are you hearing my words?
You said
That's
the
why
Quran.
I'm getting.
Adnan.
That's why I'm getting
You
angry.
said, show
Are
me
you
any
listening to my
scholar-
words? The
Listen,
text
Adnan,
of the
I'm not
Quran.
gonna
I'm not
shout.
talking
I'm
about the
not gonna shout.
stories. I'm not talking about stories. I'm
Is the
talking
Quran-
about the text of the
Does the
Quran.
Quran have meaning?
Listen,
Okay, that's a no.
my question. The text of the Quran, as we know it today, the text in the Arabic language,
Right.
does it predate Muhammad?
There are surahs that mention stories.
Are you listening
within
to
the
me?
Text,
He's not
within
listening
the
to me,
text.
guys. I'm sorry.
Wow. There you go.
I'm running
There
away.
you are. There you
I'm
are.
running
That's
away.
simple.
Not
That's
talking
simple.
to them
That's
again.
simple. Adnan, thank you for that. I really love that. That was brilliant. Adnan, I'd love to shake your hand. Adnan, will you shake my hand? Will you shake my hand?
That's the text contain the story.
I want to give him 12 reasons.
Turn the cameras around. I'm going to do my own monologue now. I'm going to do my monologue. Just give me the mic. Yeah. I put him.
Anyway, that's one point. The point is that it contains elements within it, such as the story of the That is a story that predates the Quran. Exactly. So the revelation given to Muhammad. Give me your one. Revelation. According to every scholar who studied this, whether they're secular, whether they're Muslim.
Don't talk to him. Don't talk to him. He's clearly a liar. He's clearly a liar. He's clearly a liar. Who is? I know. Okay. Wait. Listen. No. Of course. Christians are wolves in sheep's clothing. That's what you are. You come very timid. You come very soft and timid. You're very low in your pitch because you are a wolf in sheep's clothing. That's what you have done for 2,000 years. You went. You know what the church did to Muslims in Spain. You know what the church? They came in sheep's clothing. They came in sheep's clothing and they destroyed the Jews and the Muslims of Spain. Do you know what they did to them? Do you have any idea? That's why I don't. Your soft pitch, your soft tone, your timid. Wait.
I already know this one.
Brother, relax.
It's game over for that now.
Can you move aside because they're filming it? Yeah. Okay. I'm going to repeat my question.
Why would I go in that tangent?
Okay.
We were
Can I
talking
repeat
about
my
something.
question? You are claiming. We're discussing the text of that particular parchment.
Which borrows elements from other stories that predate it. Yes.
We're not discussing that point.
That
That's
was
not the
exactly
point of
what you
discussion.
said.
That's not the
Does
point
the
of
Quran
discussion.
predate
No, this is why I'm calling you a liar.
Yes,
This is
yes,
why
it
I'm
does.
calling you a manipulator
Okay,
and a
wait.
disingenuous
No.
bigot.
Does the story
That's why
of
I'm
Jesus
calling you
breathing
that.
life into clay birds come from another source that predates the Quran? Does it?
Because he's clearly not either he has a learning disability, which I don't think is the case. The other option is he's disingenuous. He's deliberately not listening to my questions and not giving me answers to my questions. I am not discussing the stories. Because we never deny that Quran has stories that predate Prophet Muhammad. Absolutely. So put that question aside. The Bible has stories that predate the text, and I can give you examples. The Bible refers to the flood of Noah, right? Yes. So there you go. What games are you? I'm not talking about the stories. I'm talking about that particular text found in the Birmingham parchment. Now let's talk about that. Now it's clear. Okay. Again, he's going to repeat the story. He's going to keep. Well, for 1 hour, I'm going to keep repeating the same question. He's going to get stories. We have established the stories predate Muhammad, no doubt. And they are told by Allah in the Quran once again. Just like they were told, just like Moses was told about Noah. Just like Jesus was told about Noah, just like David and Solomon in their respective times, revelations came to them. So stories predate the prophets. When they tell stories, they predate them. So now I couldn't put it more simply. Okay, now,
sources, right?
Now, the text of the Quran in its Arabic language, as we know it today, or as it is written in the Birmingham parchment, which scholar, again, of the Quran specifically, can I choose my words more carefully and more particularly specifically? Okay. Which scholar of the Quran with due credentials said that the text of the Quran, the Arabic text of the Quran, predates Muhammad? Do you all understand my question? Does everyone understand my question? Is there any confusion? We're not talking about the stories. We're talking about the text. Now over to you.
So this is brilliant. He's already affirmed that the stories actually do predate
Against
Muhammad.
stories.
Hallelujah.
So I'm
Against
actually
stories.
fine. I'm fine
Against
with,
stories.
I am fine with saying that the Quran in its entirety. Is
If the Christians think that they have good representation at the park, I beg the Christians from around the world, send your guys from America, from Canada, decent people we like to talk to, people who can represent your faith properly. We are here. We will talk day and night. We will address you. We will address your questions. Those who are sincere Christians, come and talk to us. Come and talk to us and we will answer your questions. People like this are doing injustice to you. People like these bigots who come to the park week after week to lie on Islam, and when they are confronted,
in Quran, where people were accusing Muhammad of copying the stories, were right.
That was correct, yeah. That was true. Yeah.
So when Muhammad came with the revelation,
do you want to talk to me?
Do
you want to talk to me?
The Quran,
maybe you can do a better job. You can come. Give the mic straight. Come here. No. You can finish. You want to talk to me? Do you want to talk to me?
You just admitted that Quran has the story which were before the Quran. Yeah? So when Muhammad came with the revelations to the people,
sorry, can I? Sorry.
The people accused of Muhammad of doing what?
Do you want to talk to me?
The stories of previous.
Brother.
You just
Do you want a response? Do you want a response from me? Do you want a response from me? Do you want a response from me?
Respond to that.
He doesn't want to talk. So he will throw.
Respond to that. I'm listening.
Okay, guys, I'm sorry. I wish we could have a conversation, but it's not possible with these guys.
In your Quran, Muhammad was accused